Half of the people who are getting caught by one of the city's 22 speed cameras are not paying their fine, and now 4 of Mayor Keller's challengers say they will get rid of the program or overhaul it if elected.
Yeah, tonight in a Target 7 investigation, we look at the data and what the city's doing or not doing to get people to pay up. Here is Jason McNabb.
When cars go slower, there's simply fewer crashes.
Dan Mayfield of the city's Department of Municipal Development says these cameras are slowing people down.
All of our cameras show up to a 90% reduction in speeds all around town.
Back in 2004, the city tried a similar program, which failed after 7 years. In 2011, the people of Albuquerque voted no on a referendum to bring them back. And back then, the city had problems getting people to pay up. Fast forward to today, the cameras are back, thanks to Mayor Keller. This camera here at Montgomery and Julie catches over 600 speeders per month. The city says their data shows that speeding dropped by nearly 70% a year after it was put up.
And the important thing is that slower cars mean less dangerous crashes. And that's what we want to see.
Critics of the cameras say, however, their issues outweigh any reported safety benefits claimed by the city.
If you were elected, what would you do with the speed camera program?
They're going to come down, every single one of them, and we're going to put police officers out on the streets doing traffic stops, and with those traffic stops, getting bad people off the streets. Cameras can't do that.
Darren White is running against Mayor Keller in the November election. He was the city's public safety director when the cameras were originally taken down.
Nobody cares. They laugh at it. It's because it's so ineffective.
White fears there are fewer traffic stops because of the cameras. We reached out to APD asking for the number of traffic stops over the past 5 years. They were unable to provide those numbers. However, they did provide data that shows citations issued by police officers quadrupled from 2021 to 2024.
You know, I don't think that the traffic cameras equate to fewer traffic stops.
KOAT public safety expert Paul Zeich says traffic stops are one of the most important tools law enforcement has to stop crime.
A lot of times it's a good way to come in contact with, let's say, habitual violent felons that are moving from one area to the other.
So far, there have been nearly 450,000 citations issued, and if everyone paid, it would total nearly $45 million. But according to public records Target 7 requested, only 48% have been collected. So what exactly is the city doing to get people to pay and to hold them accountable?
But we also send these tickets to collections, and the collections agency has been very effective.
In addition to that, Mayfield said the city can also boot cars found on city streets that belong to people who have not paid.
How many people have been booted so far?
So far, we haven't booted anybody.
The citations are not criminal because they were not actually witnessed by a police officer. Instead, they are civil fines and can't affect someone's driving record.
It's really more of a public safety effort.
White isn't the only mayoral challenger questioning the system.
The goal is to make that piece of road safer, and that's an engineering problem.
Candidate Alex Ubaez supports the cameras as a temporary tool to reduce crashes and highlight hazard areas for later improvement.
So speed cameras should be step one to a multi-step process of engineering our streets to be safer.
But he's critical of the system as a revenue generator.
I think if we approach things like this from the point of view of how much money we make off of it, right, whether we come through on all of these tickets, whether we build the revenue that we can use to do any specific project, then we're coming at it wrong.
The city says the revenue goes back into public safety projects. Mayfield says this includes the recent pedestrian fences installed on Central.
That project was paid for through funds raised by ASE camera citations.
Mei-Ling Armijo, who's also running against Keller, told Target 7 in a statement, quote, "Speed cameras don't change people's behavior, and they don't make our streets safer. That's why I'm committed to removing these cameras and putting real police officers back on our streets where they belong." Eddie Varela, another Keller challenger, said he's, quote, "not in favor of the speed cameras and if elected would have them removed." Luis Sanchez, also running for mayor, said in a statement, quote, "while speed cameras can serve as a deterrent in certain high traffic and high pedestrian intersections, they are no substitute for real policing." He added cameras might help in some areas, but without enforcement or follow through, they fail to truly make our roads safer. Our investigation into the program will continue on Tuesday, when we learn how people are able to not get caught by the camera at all. For Target 7, I'm Jason McNabb.
If you have a tip for us to investigate, call 505-884-6347 or email target7tips@koat.com.